When working in the main menu, click this button to start a new recipe record. Alternatively, if already working in the main form, click this button. Designate the type as recipe. Pick a category. For this example, this is going to be a beef category recipe. We need to pick a serving size. Our example will be spaghetti sauce made with ground meat. Initially, we'll say this recipe will serve 6 people, and each serving will be 1 cup. The recipe has received the generic name. We change it at this time. I'm going to leave it alone. The current date is also applied if you want to change it. Click in the date field and use the date picker. After the new record is created, normally the quantity dropdown is opened up and the focus is in the quantity field first line. The fastest way to enter ingredients is to use the Tab key to navigate over to the Ingredients ID field. Then type in the name of the first ingredient. We'll type beef. And what I'm going to be using is ground chuck 20% fat. I'm going to have pan-fried it because I'll brown it first. I'll hit the Enter key. And there's 1 ounce had been selected. I'm going to use 1 pound, so we'll change this to 16. Enter key, tab over twice, and then drop down. I'm going to put some spaghetti sauce in this from a jar. So it's SPAG drop down, and I'm going to use this ingredient. A 10-ounce jar, I'll hit Enter key. I'm going to use 2 of those. There's some extra character suggestion. I could have used the drop down, but I'm going to take the 2 and I'll use the Delete key to clear that, and then the Enter key. Tab over twice, R, down. I'll use some mushrooms, MUSH. And what I want to do is I'm going to put in 1 pound of mushrooms. Tab key, 1 pound is there. Tab over twice, summy, down, and I'm going to put in some onion. And there's onion by the cup. I'm going to use that tab key. I'm going to put in 2 cups of onion, Enter key. Finally, we're going to tab over and drop down. And I'm going to have some cooked pasta, so I'm going to type in pasta. And there's cooked pasta already selected by the cup. I'll use the Enter key. And although it says 1 cup, I'm going to cook 12 cups for about 1 box, so that's 12, Enter key. As each ingredient was entered, its nutrition information was depicted, and the summary information was updated. Additionally, the appropriate healthy factor icon is displayed. Enter preparations instructions in this large text box. When finished, either tab out of the text box or click the manual save button. After preparing the recipe, it's pretty obvious that the initial estimate for numbers served in serving size is incorrect. At the minimum, we're going to have cooked 12 cups of pasta plus the rest of the ingredients. So, on further reflection, we're going to change the number served to 8, and we're going to decide that a serving size will be 3 cups. Accordingly, the per-serving nutrient information for this recipe, which will be 3 cups of sauce with pasta, is depicted in this area. Click this button to create a printable version of the recipe. Elect to show or not show nutrition details. You can print it, save it as a PDF, and when finished, you can close it. If you'd like to print it without previewing it first, just click this button. You can also email the recipe. Click that button. A good choice is rich text format. But you could choose HTML and click OK when finished. That will start an email, and the recipe will be an attachment. You can open the attachment, and this is what you'll get. I'll cancel the email. If you want to insert a blank line in your listed ingredients, click in the New Record Line Ingredients field and choose the blank ingredient, which will be the first one listed. If you want to create a section header for your ingredients list, click in a new record line in the Ingredients ID field. Dismiss the drop-down using the Escape key, then type in the name of your section header. For this one, we'll say More Ingredients. Then hit the Enter key. Say yes to this, and then select the blank measure at the top of the list. Say yes. Now we've created a section header. That doesn't list the quantity or measure, but gives us a title for the section. If you ever were to use that same section header again, you can find it in the list of ingredients. I'll type more. And there it is. Escape key, escape key. Add in the additional ingredients. As the additional ingredients were added, the nutrition summary information was updated accordingly. The grams of fat column is color-coded. The colors match the appropriate healthy factor icon. To quickly locate the ingredient item that contributes to the most grams of fat, click this button. In this case, butter is the largest contributor of grams of fat. Now that the recipe has been changed, let's preview it again. This time, the blank line and additional ingredients are displayed. Create a food item ingredient from this recipe by clicking this command button. The name on the ingredient inherits. what the name of the recipe was, also the date it was created is included. Let me pull this out of the way. The single serving of the recipe was 3 cups, but the ingredient has been computed for a single cup of the recipe. If you look at the values for grams of fat, carbo, and protein, you'll find that the values here have been divided by 3 to get the values listed. Here, we'll close this with the stop sign. Once the ingredient has been created from the recipe, you can redisplay that ingredient by clicking this button. Let's add another ingredient here. Adding the additional ingredient also changed the summary information, including the single serving nutrition information. Accordingly, we need to update the ingredient we made from this recipe. Click this button to do so. Now, the values for grams fat, carbo, protein have been changed to reflect the new values as displayed here. To delete an ingredient you made from a recipe, redisplay the ingredient. You want to make sure that the ingredient has not yet been used in any recipes or meals. Otherwise, if you delete the ingredient, you'll lose those records, so we'll click the Used in Command button. And the list is empty, so we'll close it. To delete the ingredient, use the trash can. This is just asking us to confirm that we're sure it hasn't been used in any recipes or meals. I'll say yes. Confirm with a yes. Acknowledge, and that ingredient has been deleted. Note that the Create Ingredient command button once again is available. Click the trash can to delete the recipe record. Deleting the recipe will delete the ingredient listing, but will not delete the ingredients used to make the listing. Click the trash can. Confirm. This prompt is reminding us that the recipe and the listed ingredients in that recipe will be deleted. Again, the ingredients that were used to create the list will not be deleted. So I'll click yes. If we were to search for that recipe, I think that was called new. It's not there.